Hey everyone, it is Dawn. I'm going to share a poem in just a moment with you. This is the summer solstice. Happy solstice if you honor that. In the United States, it's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to any fathers or those celebrating fathers in their lives, which should be all of us to some degree, or at least celebrating the strength and wisdom of the father archetype, which some of us have embodied ourselves from time to time, and we all can learn from that and lean into it. So wanted to share this. I share my poems elsewhere, but I wanted to share this poem that I wrote this morning because, as I mentioned in previous videos, this year, the summer solstice through August is really pivotal for our collective journey. And so listen to the poem in a minute, and I'm going to read a short passage from my book, Cultivating Essence, that's called Curve Speed, because this is like where our trajectory here, individually and collectively, is going to pick up from this point forward. And let me read this, and then I'll say a few other words. Okay, curve speed. Sometimes you see the long slope of the curve ahead. We know we are transitioning into a stretch of life's highway that leads us gently into something new. We see a little of the way ahead and it looks inviting. The curve seems manageable, something we have waited for, something we think we've got handled. You believe you are ready, that this is nothing. So you hit the gas in a hurry to get around the bend and see what's on the other side. Take care of the curves. Give yourself the time to ease into them. There is something to be said for slow and steady. Take the turn too fast and you wipe out, losing more than just a little time. So that's just a little cautionary word. I actually love this one, that particular passage in this book. This, for those of you who don't know, they just literally, all of the 90 Seeds for Life that are in that book, they literally were just planted in my heart in 1999. I'm not going to go into the story there, but, and I was terrified. I was like, what is happening to me? And it took me until 2011 to share them publicly at all. But they're in the book if you want, but that one in particular is one of the ones I'm like, I definitely need to hear it, because I am known for, once I know what I want, I'm like, let's go. And so that's what the other word I wanted to say here was this pivotal time of the summer solstice 2026 as we move forward. As I've mentioned in previous videos, there is a lot of galactic energy and a cosmic consciousness that is more heightened than I personally have ever experienced it before anyway. And it feels like that is very much to do with the light and the quality of light that is now accessible to many of us. And I do believe this has the potential to change our experience of our lives, our experience of what it means to engage with one another in all forms of relationship and community, and for the collective. Ultimately, for the healing of humanity, for the liberation of humanity. And yeah, so it feels very, very lovely. But during such turns, as this is a turn in time, there can be the tendency to, again, take the curve a little too fast, to rush to get there, or to be terrified of the light we see or feel. It can be scary, particularly for those who are not accustomed to the awakening process, or a rise in consciousness, maybe who are new to that. So be gentle with yourselves and with, one another. We should all seek to do that. And then the other quick word I wanted to offer, which is another, kind of message that's been coming through in terms of the galactic energies, is what do you want? Like literally, human consciousness, human being, human experience in the world. What do you want? And also in our own lives, what do we want? Which reminds me of, because I've been listening to music this morning, reminds me of all kinds of songs, like the Spice Girls, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Or you can't always have what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. It's Rolling Stones. And I was thinking about this difference between what I, particularly in my life, want and need. And I was thinking of past times when I thought I knew what I wanted, right? And I got what I needed. And sometimes it was, at least partially aligned, but often there was a surprise in there. Something that I didn't think I wanted at all actually was what I needed, or something I really, really, really wanted, I got it, and it was not what I thought it would be. So, all of that is to say to remain open this summer in this process. And back to the galactic part of this, I'm still sitting with it, and I'll probably come back to speak more to that. But there's a sense of this light that's coming in, and there's going to be a clearing of some kind. I don't know what that looks like just yet, but in this summer, and soon, probably July. And once we are in that space, individually and collectively, and it's not exactly the same point for everyone. I think it's an unfolding, kind of like a wave that's coming into shore, right? And then the turning of the tide. So once we are in that space where there is that clearing, there is going to be the opportunity to step powerfully and fully and a little more quickly once we've grounded it and taking care of the turn, once we're at a certain point, right, in the turn, because then you can accelerate safely. That is the feeling of this. So give some thought to what you want in your life, and give some space to just, once you know that, I would invite everyone to do this for the collective. I think it's really vital at this juncture in our journey. So once you have that and you are aware of that, you've sat with it or written it down in a journal, or whatever your process is, then just be present to it and be open the field as we make this turn. And this is poem number 555, which seems quite appropriate for my life, and I believe for many of ours, and for our collective journey together. The turn. To everything there is a season, and now comes the turn made in time into an era rich in love for all who choose to look above to the glory of these skies below, to beauty of this earth within, to wonder of who we are. Each a uniquely colored strand in a tapestry of timeless truth, unfurled now like a magic carpet here today to carry us away into everything we've ever wanted, or at least all we'll ever need. Within each of us lies a seed of change and potentiality that, should we choose to water it with love and grow, and it might be shared with all the world to heal its ache and hurt, to reveal what life can be when we care for souls thirsty for a way forward that allows for full remembering and recreation of the ancient echo that has long reverberated within the heart when it meets the flicker of another's eye, eternal flame, spark of a father's strength, a mother's grace, passion for life's watch care, and the willingness to dare to live fully and freely, to be completely who we are, and to trust that life will meet us, that supply and sustenance will be given season to season as we follow wild call of the soul. Make this turn.